everyone, it's Rachel with Rachel's Wig Reform. Today I'm going to show you how you can put a French braid in the bangs of your wig across the front, just in case you want to, get the bangs out of your face for whatever reason. You might be doing something one day at work, or you have an event that you're going to, and you just want to make sure that your wig is just secured and away from your face. So let's get started. I am wearing Avalon by Estetica in the color Vanilla Macchiato. I'm who knows if I even said it right. But some of the things that you're going to need to get started is you're going to want your wide tooth comb. You're going to want a couple of clips, whatever clips you have, and you're going to want these smaller clear rubber bands. You can get them in colors too. It really doesn't matter because you're not going to see the rubber band. And then you're going to want a couple bobby pins. All right, now for me, when I am doing this, I get very particular about what pieces of hair are going to be braided in, because what I hate is at the end, if I braid it and I get it secure and then there's this piece of hair that's hanging that should have been braided, I'll start completely over again. This is the first time I put a braid in this particular wig. It could turn out exactly the way I want it, and it could turn out not so good either. But here's where my part is normally with this wig, which I have plucked, and I've also plucked the hairline. I don't want to just braid this part because then I feel like I have too much hair over here. Now, you may want to leave this here. This is some of the things that I'm doing is going to be kind of a personal preference. What I want to do is go in and I'm going to pull more fibers over to this side. Now, this is a left monofilament part wig. So one of the things you have to be careful about when you start pulling extra fibers over is that you don't get too far over in the part where you start picking up where the cap starts, okay? You can pull over more, but just kind of be aware that you're not getting that cap line showing. Now with these darker roots, sometimes you can get away with it because you just can't. You won't be able to see it as much. I'm just looking here, trying to see. Like right here's the cap line. And then I think I want to do a little more. I can never see as good in my camera as what I can in my mirror. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about, and that wig line is, or cap line is still way down here, so you can't see it. At least I don't think you can. I mean, based on feeling where it's at, I don't believe you can. In fact, because of it, I think I want to go over a little bit more. If you have a monotop wig, you can obviously part this on either side to do your French braid. Oh yeah, I like that better. That opened up a little more of the part too. And it's not even that's not even the part that I plucked. That's over here more. But yes, that's what I like. And then the wig cap line is right here. So it's not going to be in there. Now, once I get this side secure, I just kind of pull it away from my face and clip it back because I just don't want it in my falling over. Okay, so now I got these bangs over to this side. Now what I want to do is I want to determine how much of this bang I want to braid. And again, this will come down to a personal preference. You can do a thinner braid across the front and have more fibers over, or you can pull a lot of your bang into it and have minimal amount of your hair hanging over. And this is the part where normally if I redo it, it's because I didn't put enough fibers in. I like mine to be just a little thicker. So based on this, I'm going to pull. I want to see here. course I'm going to drop my comb. This piece I want in. Let me pick up my comb. Sorry. So this is the hair that would be like left. Once I braid this, I'm going to secure it underneath this piece. Yeah, I think this is looking about where I want it to be. I think is the key word here. Oh, maybe I want, no. All right, we're going to go with it like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this chunk of hair and I'm going to secure that back here. So now I'm dealing with this big chunk of hair right here. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab some of it about right here. Just a little bit more. Yes, about this much right here. And I'm going to start my initial part, or my initial braid with this. So what I'm going to do is divide it into 3 sections. And I always cross over the front piece first. So I'm going to take that front piece, cross it over, and then take the back piece and cross it over. So I started my first braid. So now I have this piece right here. And now I'm going to pull from the front some more fibers into it. And then I'm going to pull that braid piece over. And now I have my back piece here, and I'm going to pull from the back and braid that piece over. And I always like to make sure I don't have any little like bumps or anything coming over in those braid pieces. So I just take my time to make sure it's smoothed out. And I believe it is. Okay, so now I'm back to my front piece. I'm going to cross that over, grab some more fibers, and blend that in. And with these curly wigs and longer wigs, you do have to, sometimes it gets tangly. Okay, now here I am, I'm at my back piece. The first time I did my back piece, I pulled more hair into it. From this point on, I am only going to be crossing over the back piece. I'm not going to be pulling in any more fibers to it. And I'll tell you why when we get to the end. So now I'm back to my front piece. And I'm going to pull more over. Then again, I'm just going to take this back piece and braid it over. We're back to our front piece right here. So I'm going to grab some more fibers. Pull that over. And now, like, depending on how much hair you want left around your face, will determine how much more you keep pulling in to the front. Again, just that back piece is being flipped over. Now I want to do just a little more right here. All right, and then I'm going to fold that over. Now at this point, I don't want to put any more fibers into the braid, so I'm just going to take it and continue to braid the rest of the way down. I'm going to go to about right here. All right. Then I like to comb this down. Now I'm going to take my little clear rubber band, and I'm going to tie it around there about 3 times. Okay, so now here I have my braid is done. Now see, for me right now, I'm already thinking this piece should have been in there, but if I think so, I'll just redo it again later. Now, remember how I said I only pull from the back a couple times and then I only do it from the front? The reason why is if I take this and I go to wrap it around, what happens is if I'm pulling those fibers in from the back, it always sticks up weird for me. And again, for me is the key word. So that's why I only keep pulling it in from the front. Now, what I want to do with this is I want to mess this up a little bit. I'm going to pull these fibers back too. Now, here's a look. Halloween's not too far away. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to start to loosen this up. And you want to try to pull from the center where the fibers are the thickest. And you can make this as loose as you want, or you could keep it tight too. You don't have to do this part of it. I'm just showing you what you can do. Okay. I've been kind of curious to see what this is going to look like in a braid with the longer roots. I wasn't for sure how it was going to look. So far, I think it looks kind of good. Okay. I'm just going to I'm trying to get into the middle here and pulling it from there. If you pull just from the edges, what you're going to get is really stringy, thin pieces. So I like to go into the center and kind of loosen it up that way. I hope that makes sense on the video here. So I'm not pulling here, I'm getting into the center, and then I'm just kind of gently pulling it out. Scratch down here, and I'm just going to continue to do that just to loosen up that braid. And again, this all is going to come down to how loose do you want it? How tight do you want it? And also, I pulled in all of the fibers across my forehead. I don't want that piece there. But you could also leave some pieces too, if you wanted to. So there's definitely some different modifications to this that you could make. And somebody out there may be able to do this braid with pulling it from the back the entire time and making it look good. But what happens is as soon as I start to get this messed up and I make this like looser and bigger, when I pull it around, because I'm pulling from the back, it never laid right for me. Okay, so I have this now loosened up how I want it. I think I could mess with this stuff forever. All right, we're gonna move on. Now, when you secure this with a bobby pin, I highly suggest using the smaller, shorter bobby pins. Here's like your average bobby pin, and this one it's shorter. The reason why is because this is not a heavy piece of hair that you're gonna have to secure down. It's just not. This is very lightweight. A little bobby pin is gonna hold it. I'm going to take this bobby pin and I'm going to really try to get it right through a weft in this wig so that it really secures. But because I'm like pushing it through, there's going to be like a little bit sticking out. So when you put a bobby pin in that's too long, you can if you're like doing this with your hair, like gently combing it, you can get caught on it because there's so much. The bobby pin's too big. But if you use these little tiny ones, it kind of stays closer to your scalp. All right, so I'm going to take this back. And again, you could bring this down like this and pin it. You could bring it up higher. You could put hair down and wrap this around and pin it. There's so many different options that you can do with that. I'm going to take it and put it about right here. My bobby pin. And I'm just gonna get in there, get it under a weft. Sometimes I feel like I'm poking into my brain. There, okay. So can you see where that is? And now there's hardly any sticking up. Okay. Oh, you know what? I already screwed up. I got hair back here that let me start over. Where's all my clips? That was my fault. Let me brush this out. And then I want to take this chunk right here. This was the initial part that I pulled back. I want to keep that back. Then remember, I pulled that other piece back when I was braiding. I want that down before I pin it. That was my mistake. Okay, so I'm going to take this now and I'm going to put it here. And now I'm going to pin it with my little bobby pin. Sorry. Let's see. All right. Bobby pin. All right, now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to bring that around over the top of it. And this is where, like remember that piece that I thought should probably be in the braid? I'm already looking at that and thinking, oh, that probably should have been in the braid. Okay, and then you just take this. And now you have that completely secured back under here. You can barely feel that bobby pin back there. This is what it looks like from the top. And now, here is your end result. Personally, I think I'm going to want to go back in and loosen this up just a little bit more. But again, personal preference. Now, let me show you the most amazing part about this. And this is why when I say if I don't like something, I will start over. And if I have to do it 2 or 3 times to get it exactly the way I want it, that's what I'm going to do, because I was looking for my foam head and I don't know where I put it. You know, how do I misplace my, oh, here we go, 5,000 foam heads. Okay, so the reason why I make sure that it's exactly how I want it is because of this. Off it comes. There it is, it's still in there. That bobby pin is pushed, it's coming through a, let me see if I can find, right there. There's the bobby pin. It's secured in that weft. Now I'm gonna take this off at the end of the day. I'm gonna put it on my foam head. She's gonna go into storage. And the next day, or the next time I want to wear her, I'm gonna simply pull this out and put it back on and be out the door ready to go. And if you look at the top, one of the things that I always like to make sure is, see how it still looks like that's a scalp. And if somebody saw me from the top, there's still some of that mono part there. That's what I like. That's what makes it look natural. I do prefer doing this on a full mono top wig, but it can certainly be done on just a mono part. Okay, so I hope that helps. And super easy. Once you do it a couple times and you get it how you want it, it's going to be like this until the very next time you decide to take it out or wash it. And super easy to throw on in the morning and wear. Okay, everyone, I hope this helps. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and we will talk with you soon.